So we have this function, right? Def add x plus y, return x plus y. Now we call with two, so it's expecting two arguments. It has, because it has two parameters x and y, and we're calling this with two arguments. So in this case, it worked really without any problem, right? It worked without any problem. So next, let's talk about the default argument. Okay, so what is the default argument? Sorry, I made to do this. Okay. Default argument value, or default argument. So in default argument, what we do is in the same function. Okay, I'm going to change the same function here. So I'm going to put y is equal to, say, 4. Okay, so I put y is equal to 4, and then now let's see what happens. If I call it with just one argument, okay, I just call it with one argument, then what do you think will happen? Will it throw error, or will it be fine? What do you think? Is there, do you have any guesses here? Okay, anyway, so let me run, okay, and see, let's see what happens. See, and it gave me 7, right? So now what happened here? I just gave one argument, right? But still, it ran fine because we provided a default value for y. See, so if we didn't, so this means that, so here, when I'm doing here, when I wrote y is equal to 4, right? That means the value of y is 4 by default. So by default means what? So if I do not give a value for y when I'm calling, right? When I call the function, right? When I call this function, right? And then I do not provide the value for this, then it will take on, or it will take the value of y as this value, whatever is given here. So this is what? Oh, sorry. So this is the default argument value provided. Okay. So okay, now so let's do this. Okay, so if I provide, for example, 3 and I say 5. Okay, 3 and 5. Okay, let's see. There's something in chat here. What if we pass multiple values while calling the function? If we pass multiple value. Okay, so you mean if I pass both values, right? Is that what you mean, Chrisman? So Chrisman is asking, what if we pass multiple values? Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain. Thank you, Chrisman. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to explain next. Okay, so here, so if I pass 3 and 5, then what happens? Now, okay, let's run it. Okay, let's see what happens. See, it gave me 8, right? So it gave me 8. That means what? Now, this value was not taken now because we provided the value for y, which is 5, right? Okay. We provided the value 3 for x, right? And then comma, and then 5 means this value, this 5, right? This value was meant for the meant for y, right? That value was meant for y. So now what happens is this value will override. So this value will not be taken anymore. So this value, this 4 that I'm highlighting here, will be taken only if you do not provide a value. But if you provide a value, just like we've done here, then the provided value will be taken, right? I hope it makes sense, right? So let me try another one. So if I do, for example, 3 comma 8, now it should give me 11, right? 8 plus 3 is 11, right? Okay. See, right? Okay. So now this is how this is what default argument means, right? Default argument value, or default argument. So now, but you cannot do this. Okay, let me show you something else here. So for example, if you do this, okay, for example, instead of providing the default value for for y, right? So if I provide the default value for x, right? I provide the default value for x and then call it like this. Now, what happens? Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see. See, it gives an error. why did it give an error? Okay, it's very straightforward because see, we're passing 3, right? The 3, okay, the Python interpreter or Python execution, it thinks that 3 is the value for x, right? So it just overrides 5, right? It just overrides 5, but now it doesn't get the value for y, right? So it doesn't work. So always, so one thing you need to remember is you need to always put your default, default arguments, right? Uh, default argument values towards the latter part, not in the beginning, but you need to so put this. So if you want to do this, so for example, you wanted x to have that, okay, have a default value, then of course you need to put it okay, like this, okay, in the latter part, so that you know it doesn't get confused, right? And then it will still work, right? Now, let's see what happened. This the same code. I mean, I changed the code, right? With the same the same caller, right? Now I should get 8, right? See, can you get 8?